Lashar gonna play perfectly. The drive impact actually is able to clip at that distance. Isn't able to get the neutral jump. Another drive impact, a sweat, and that's gonna be a wrap. Tokido is going to hit him with a level 3 for the victory. He is your champion.
Since the beginning of Street Fighter 6, Tokido has been a consistent performer, making top 8 in back-to-back Evos and even qualifying for the Esports World Cup. However, despite his consistency, Tokido was never able to reach the heights he achieved in Street Fighter V, where his crowning achievement was winning the pinnacle of fighting game events in Evo. That all changed in this one event. Tokido ran through what could be argued as the most stacked event of the season, punching his ticket to the Capcom Cup. How did he do it? Well, to find out, we must take a deeper look.
Be a wrap. Tokido is going to hit him with a level 3 for the victory. He is your champion of CPT Japan.
When looking at Tokido's gameplay at this event, there are a couple of things that I noticed that were instrumental in his victory. The first being is his ability to force his will on his opponent. Now this can be perfectly seen in these clips right here. So check this out. We have a neutral situation. We have Tokido dancing, drive rush in with the low forward, cancels his low forward into another drive rush. From this situation, Tokido has the offensive player, has a number of different options that he can do to press his advantage. He can either go for a throw or he can go for a delayed button with the expectation that he believes his opponent is going to be throw teching to blow up the throw tech, or he can simply just keep it tight, go for a jab, and after the jab he can explore a couple of different options such as a throw or a button to beat the throw, or if somebody's trying to escape from trying to be thrown. So what does Tokido do? Well, he throws and Momochi's throw tech. So back to neutral, Tokido jumps, and once he jumps, he does a light kick. Now in these light kick situations, you are plus and the block stun is very fast. And so you have a couple of different options that you can do in these light kick situations. You can go for an immediate throw, or you can go for a jab and keep the gap a little bit small, which is about a 1 to 2 frame gap to frame trap, and then go for a throw. But when going for a throw in that situation, it won't really be real because most of the buttons are the game are negative, but nevertheless, you can go for it to surprise your opponent. And so what does Tokido do? Well, he jabs and then he throws, and once again, Momochi throw techs, and so that right there is 2 throws so far. So moving on, neutral, Tokido throws again. That is 3 throws already. Gets in, goes for the overhead. So playing, fireball, playing neutral, fireball, Tokido's backing up, Momochi's encroaching in, Tokido drive rushes, throws, Momochi techs once again. So now you have a situation where you have 4 throws done within a span of about 19 seconds. And all those throws, especially the last one, I want you guys to pay attention to how it came, because it's going to be very crucial in the next game. So we have the next game and we have a round start situation. So I want you guys to pay attention to what happens. Boom, you have Tokido drive rushing in, doing a stand, fierce to essentially capitalize on what he set up earlier. That, my friend, is what I like to call a slow cooked meal, and where you put all the ingredients in a slow cooker, and from there you just let it simmer until it's time to eat. The next thing that stood out to me was Tokido's timing on when to use specific strategies, which we're going to take a look at in these clips right here. So right here we have Tokido and Lashar. We have Lashar in the corner, and we have Tokido essentially building this cage to keep him in the corner, and we also have Tokido with the life advantage. And so we're gonna play it out. Lashar gets in and does a drive rush cancel. And so once again, we have some options that we talked about earlier that Lashard can do as the offensive player. But one thing we can really think about in this situation is, what is the most likely thing to happen in this situation? So you have Lashard not only in the corner, but you have him also in the life deficit. And so with that in mind, there is a high probability that he's going to do a back throw. It's just, when is the back throw going to come? Is it going to come initially, or is it going to come after the jab? And so Tokido scouts that out, and let's see what he does. He EXDPs, puts him at a life deficit, reads the EXDP of his own, and he closes out the round, showcasing a great understanding of when to use what would be considered a scrub tactic. Now, that previous clip was just something a little bit light. How about we up the ante with this next clip? So here we have Momochi and Tokido. Tokido is up a game and he's on match point, but Momochi has the life lead in this situation. And so Tokido gets to convert and gets the Dragon Lash. Now, right here in this situation, if Tokido wants to end this set right here, he has to do something pretty crazy in hopes that it works. But the problem is, he can't really do anything like super crazy because of the limitations of Ken. So one of the weaknesses, quote unquote weaknesses, of Ken is the fact that he doesn't have like a drive rush into overhead, so that mix isn't available because his overhead is locked behind his run, and if he were to do the run, the overhead wouldn't hit meaty, so essentially there is no high-low mix. But there is one option that Tokido can do that will allow him to potentially take this set. And so what does he do? Well, he drive rushes into DI, the DI punish counters, and he goes into the level 3. Now, the reason why Momochi got hit by that DI and wasn't able to DI back was because he chose to back tech and mash. Once he back teched and mashed, he forfeited his ability to react to the DI because his crouching light kick hit on the later frames, which means it is no longer countable, and so therefore the DI essentially became an unblockable. Now, if you thought that was crazy, this last clip is even more insane. Here we have Noah versus Tokido. We have Tokido with a round on the board and a healthy portion of meter, while we have Noah with no meter, which is a situation he seems to find himself in because that, quite frankly, is his style that he loves to play. But right now he is on the offensive and hoping to keep up the pressure, and so let's see how this plays out. So he does a jab. Tokido answers back with a Jinrai low. So the Jinrai hit is plus. Tokido can take advantage of the plus frames in a number of different ways. So he can go for another crouching strong or crouching medium kick in the Jinrai to keep the pressure up, or to go for a high low off of that Jinrai, or he can maybe do a walk up throw, or he can kind of play it safe and maybe do nothing. Now, Noah doesn't really have too many good options in this situation, especially with him being burnt out. But there's one option that he really loves as Luke to do in kind of these weird situations, especially when he has the level 3, which is Luke's heavy flash knuckles, because it kind of reels him back. And so if Tokido were to do an overextension on his pressure, the heavy flash knuckle might catch him, and then Noah will be able to go into level 3 and to regen his bar. And so Tokido, the ever studious person that he is kind of aware of this. So what strategy is he going to use to stop that flash knuckle? Well, he does Jinrai, gets to counter hit, gets to convert, goes for the DI reset, and takes the game from there. That right there, oh man, what did I tell you guys was going to be crazy. Now, the final thing that I want to highlight is Tokido's extensive knowledge of characters. One thing that I have always been in awe of when it comes to Tokido is his professionalism. What happens when you have someone that takes their job as seriously as Tokido? Well, you get someone that has absolutely insane solutions to problems in specific matchups, which are brilliantly displayed in these clips. So once again, we have Tokido versus Lashar, but this time we have him at a different point in the matchup. We have Tokido with 1 game, we have Lashar with none, but we have Lashar mounting pressure because he's turning green. And so let's see what he does with this pressure. So he jabs, back throws, puts him in the corner, and starts to charge his flicker. Now, once you get in this situation against Ed, this becomes an absolute nightmare to deal with when Ed has the corner and he's throwing you and he's charging flicker. This situation is so heavily skewed in Ed's favor. If you choose to block the flicker is going to be plus, and Ed can either strike or throw you. If you choose to wake up DP, Ed's gonna snatch him out of it and be able to combo from there. If you try to wake up super, again, doesn't work. If you try to wake up DI, Ed can bait it. And if for some reason you get the bright idea to drive reversal, good luck, because buddy, that does not even work. And so the one option that you have in this situation that is pretty decent is to hold parry, because that's going to reduce the pull in and it's going to still leave Ed plus, but it's going to make you not as susceptible to the mix-up. But Ed can just simply cancel the dash and throw you if he reads the parry. And so this situation is completely messed up. But there's one option that you can do that is certified to work, but it requires some great skill, and that is the option that Tokido does, which is perfect parry and the Tatsu, which by the way is a Ken specific option that leads to him knocking down Lashar and to be able to start his pressure. Now let's check out this next situation, because man, is it impressive. So we're even further into the set of Tokido versus Lashar. You have Tokido up 2-1 and you have him at a life deficit, and you also have him in neutral, which is where Ed shine. And so let's play it out. We have Lashar backdashing and charging flicker. Now when Ed charges flicker in neutral, it is a mind game. If he does the fully charged flicker and you block, he's going to be plus, and he can do the strike throw like we spoke about earlier. If you choose to parry, you can dash in and throw, or you can backdash out of the flicker in this situation and gain this space and kind of maybe try to goad you into chasing him down. Now, one thing to note about flicker in the backsway, this is an older version of the game. So Ed's backsway in the flicker is a lot more stronger here than it is currently. Currently right now, if Ed backsways from flicker, he has a bigger hurt box, which means certain things are going to hit him as opposed to at this moment. So if Tokido reads that there's going to be a backdash, there's going to have to be an crazy option that he has to do that has to be very much instant, because the margin of error specifically right now at this point isn't what it is now. And so what does Tokido do? Well, he runs into Tatsu, gets the punish, goes for the emptying of the meter, and completely gets the optimal damage, showcasing why he is a professional, and that is the reason why he's able to punch his ticket to Capcom Cup, because of stuff like that. So there you have it, everything that I saw from Tokido's gameplay. I hope you've been able to learn from this breakdown and take some of the stuff that we've talked about here and implement it into your own game, because that's what it's about, getting better. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out high-level breakdowns like this, especially the next one, because it is going to be a banger. Take care everyone, and I will see you guys in another video.